She's a Filipino. Filipinos are everywhere. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Auntie. She's my auntie.
And so we were like talking
With people like
I try to, there are people that you just can't please. And those kind of people, you just take it as it is. Do not take it too hard. Just stay away from them.
Golden.
You didn't hear me say.
Okay, let's go to the reality of the job. How do you handle walking into a brand new hospital you've never been to and you don't know anybody? You only get a few hours of orientation or none.
Right, exactly. That's right.
How do you deal with that?
I love it. It's like a brand new day. I start from scratch.
Wow.
It's always so exciting for me to start a new assignment because I get to start in a new hospital, in a new state, in a new city. And I'm so excited to be there, just to get to know the hospital, just to get to know the people who work there. And mostly I like to know how they run their hospital because
you always want something new. It gives you joy and excitement.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty about traveling nursing because you start from scratch.
You'll be able to build yourself to adjust to the new facility.
Yes,
just right away.
Yeah. What it is with me is that I don't ever take. I mean, I do have the experience behind me, so I take those experiences, but I don't ever take whatever happened in that hospital and say, hey, this is what they do there. No, I start over. Every single hospital I go to, I start over. And I conform to what they do in that hospital. As long as you're safe, as long as your license is safe.
Follow the hospital policy. Yes. Don't compare the last hospital to your new hospital. You are a brand new nurse in a new facility.
Exactly. That's how you treat them. And of course, it always helps to say hello to everybody, talk to everybody.
That really says a lot about you, Maryanne. I like to talk. You are a humble person, and it takes a humble person to be a travel nurse with your more than 30 years of experience. You still go into hospital and you behave like a new grad.
That's right.
It takes a whole lot of humility for someone to be that, to be teachable. Some people are not teachable.
I was that's a good thing.
Sure
you have to be teachable.
Yes. And maybe a 20-year-old lady is going to be your preceptor.
That's right. And I always listen, and I always tell to them that I would like to see how you do here because I know what I'm doing, but what do you guys do in this hospital? How do you guys do things here in this hospital? And then I'm not off track. I was in one of the facility in California, and I was talking to one of the ladies there. But she's a Filipino. Filipinos are everywhere. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Auntie. She's my auntie.
And so we were like talking in our language, and the manager there, she just looking at us like in awe, and she was like, "Do you guys know each other?" All of a sudden, she just saying like out of the blue, she goes, "Do you guys know each other?" She goes, "No, you just met a minute ago." And she thought we've been friends for a while, and I was like, "No, this is my first day in this hospital." She just look at me.
And you get along with people
I try to. There are people that you just can't please, and those kind of people, you just take it as it is. Do not take it too hard. Just stay away from them.
Golden.
You didn't hear me say that.
All right. The next question: have you ever walked into a contract and realized the hospital environment was toxic and you cancelled your contract early?
I'm very thankful to God that I've never been to that kind of a situation because I personally wouldn't know what to do because when I interview my recruiter, that was one of the things that I wanted her to do is get me to a safe facility. I didn't want to go to a place where I'm not safe and I'm, putting my license on the line or my safety on the line or my life on the line. So that's the main thing. And I believe in my company at that time that they do, because they go out there and look at these facilities. They look at where the locations are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For travel.
Yes, that's what they do. Yes. You didn't know that? They do. They send people out there to go scout out the place. So because they're sending us there and they're responsible for us, And that was when I was interviewing with her, and that was one of the things that I insinuated for her that I
in your 13 years of being a travel nurse, you've never experienced toxic environment?
No,
Oh,
no.
I tap the grace from.
I know, right? But I've had some, like some people, not everybody you can please, like I
Yeah,
said,
sure.
and some people just don't like you, whatever. But you just take it as is.
Okay.
You just
Okay. And the next question: how do you build trust with the permanent staff who might sometimes look at travelers with skepticism?
uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I think being friendly is a good trait to carry with you wherever you go. Saying hello to them, talking to them, and offering your help. Just tell them at the beginning of the shift, hey, if you need me for anything, just call me. I'm just here. And usually they don't ask you anyway. It depends on where you're at. They're pretty good, and but I'm always there anyway. They know I'm always there, answering the call light with them. And helping them.
Helping the seniors
Yeah,
as well.
but I think breaking just talking to them, I think at the beginning, trying to get to know them.
Yeah.
Um,
This is not part of the question, but have you always been like a night nurse
yes,
throughout your contract?
yes,
Wow.
I've always been a night nurse.
And how are you able to manage that? How were you able to take care of your health being a night shift nurse?
Oh yes, I do try to sleep regular on nights when I'm off. I think my body just got used to it, and on the first day to go to work is always the hardest because it's very difficult to sleep during the day. And like for example, I've been off for 3 or 4 days and I've been sleeping throughout the night. So it's very difficult during the day. So what I have learned throughout is that on my first day, if I take a nap before I go to work and I had like an hour to sleep, I don't I don't beat myself up anymore like I used to. I used to say, "Oh my God, I only have like an hour. I cannot function tonight." Because then it's like a mindset. It's like I changed my mindset and say to myself,
I can
like say, I say, okay, even though I only have this many sleep, but don't worry. Tomorrow morning when I get home, I would have a full sleep until I go to work. So usually that calms my mind, and then I'm able to sleep at least 2-3 hours before I go to work, and that helps.
She's able to control her brain. Tell her brain that you can you can do this.
Yes,
Let's go.
that's right.
Wow. And the next question is about lifestyle and housing. What is your nightmare housing story from your 13 years on the road?
I think it's just from the beginning when I first became a nurse. I'm a traveling nurse. I think you just have to be very careful where you're going, or it's always good to scout out the place, drive around if you can. If you see any people, I don't know about interviewing people, but I've never done that. But just to be there in the area. Before I accept a contract, before I sign anything, I actually do a research on the area. I do a little bit of Google where the hospital is. I used to do the crime rate and everything, but then after that, I just don't. As long as I just go around like I look at the name, because Google now is very, very good.
But some of these landlords, they want you to like pay the deposit before you even arrive to
I
the
know.
city. So how do you do it?
I usually stay in a hotel for the first week,
Oh, I see.
and while I'm looking for a place, unless it's very expensive, like here, and there's no really a way to do it. So what I usually do with that also is I try to stay maybe 2 weeks. If I find a like furnace finder, I think there's a lot of furnace finder here now.
Yeah.
Or before when I first started, I used to use a lot of Airbnb. So I would book for the 2 weeks just to stay there with the possibility of renewing, extending, or whatever. Because if I really don't like the area or I don't like the house or something, I would only be losing 2 weeks of my money instead of like 3 months of my money if I had to do that. So, and then there's a way for me to say, hey, if I'm there for like my first week and I don't like what I'm seeing, or my first day, if I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm out of there. I don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, I just can't. Your safety is the most important when you're traveling.
True.
You have to be, that is the number one thing. You have to be safe.
Safe.
I mean,
Safe.
if something happened to you, you can't earn the money that you want.
True.
You have to be, being on the road is that you have to be healthy,
And safe.
and safe.
Thank
Yeah.
you. We're almost done. The next question is, what do you do with your mail, your taxes, and your permanent home base?
That one I still have my home as my permanent. I just have a mailing address.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You just
Yeah.
also, I know you don't pick up shift again, but you said you used to pick up shift when you were young.
but the reason why for me is that okay, a lot of nurses, they chase where the money is,
guys,
so they go.
she's not looking for money again.
No, I do.